All right, all right, all right. We're just gonna wait and see if anybody comes over for any midnight mayhem. If not, it's fine, and we'll end it because I had just had a live stream and I missed Bobbles by accident, but I was talking too much. I know that's so hard to believe. Sorry, but I was okay, okay, okay. I understand. You saw I was going live and you're talking to. I do want to rewatch Bobbles because she was saying something about, doing her advice stuff. And I think that's a wonderful idea. I think she'd be great as like the next year Abby, you know? Um, I think she'd have some wonderful advice. And I think she would inspire people to, perhaps do things that they may not normally do in situations because, she has a strength about her. And I think that people um, they will ask, friends who know them, and then, so perhaps their situation might be pertaining to something, and their friends know about the situation. So the advice is, the same, right? And then you ask a stranger who you respect, like a stranger, but not really a stranger because, they watch Bobbles and they tune into her, regularly. And so they have a respect for her. They like her. They appreciate her, you know, her outlook on things. And say they ask her the same question that they ask people who know them and they know their situation personally. And a person who doesn't know them personally gives the advice that is very similar to the same advice that they're getting from the personal friends that know them. Then they might say to themselves, okay, well, maybe this person isn't influenced by knowing me personally. They're influenced by the situation that I'm asking advice for, and they're giving me advice as to how they see it as someone out of the box, somebody who's looking, on the outside looking in, and they may say, okay, so maybe that is the consensus. Maybe that is how I should handle this situation. Maybe, the people I know personally that give, or know them personally that give them advice based on knowing them personally aren't saying it, you know, in however way they might perceive it. They may, start to see things differently. They may take the advice of somebody who's on the outside looking in a little more seriously than they would take the advice of somebody who knows their situation and is personally invested in, not invested, but, has a personal, you know, involvement in them. And, you know, so they might say, okay, well, if somebody who isn't even personally involved in this thinks that that's how that situation should be handled, then maybe that is how that situation should be handled. So, I think that's a great idea that somebody with such strength um, is offering to take the time to give advice to people that perhaps need it. And I think if anybody, is a fan of baubles, and she's offering to give you some personal advice, think about your situation, and give you personal advice, anonymously, of course. Um, I think that's a wonderful idea. I think she'd be great at that. I really do. I think she's a very smart person and has a lot to offer people, in encouragement. And um, I'm just saying that's how I feel. I know, that some people they think, that okay, I don't understand how, you could be friends with this person and not be friends with that person, or hold a grudge against this person and not hold a grudge against that person. But there's characteristics in people that you respect in people. So, and there's a level of what somebody may do to you as opposed to what somebody else has done. And some things are forgivable and some things are not. And so for two friends to have an argument and then to iron it out, that's actually common. It happens all the time. For, other things to occur that you just can't have, I mean, no matter if that person was like, oh yeah, but can't we just move past that and forget about it? Well, I know because it affected you, so, and it's so there's differences. There's differences of what people can forgive and what they cannot. So it doesn't make somebody bad because they forgive one and not the other. It's just the level of what was done and what's affected, So I really hope that people can, differentiate between the two. I'm only going to go on for a little while longer because it was actually Mark Kropka who said, are you going to go live? And I did because he asked, and I don't even see him here. So that's funny. Yeah, I appreciate that you asked me to go live, but if you're not even going to come here, I'll start just kidding. I really do hope that Willow listens to that song, though, by Kirk Franklin, because I think it's such an inspirational song. It's called Smile by Kirk Franklin. And I don't know, sometimes it just makes me feel bad. But if not, I'm going to go, oh, hey, Mark, hi. And he's here. Hi, Mark, how are you? Yeah, it's too bad I didn't make it in there quick enough, I was like shocked at that guy's jokes. The beginning of them were funny. you know, I think that NYC pizza guy is funny. His jokes are really funny. I didn't feel like that the other guy's jokes were really funny at all. They were like just not funny. I don't know him and I'm not trying to insult him or anything. I just think they weren't funny. You know? How was her live stream tonight? I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it, Mark. I don't think he was. I don't think so. I mean, he made like a joke about cancer. What did he say? Like one goes away or something, and he made a joke about something about the Jews and that not the Jews, the Germans invented sparkling water. Something about adding gas. He made a lot of jokes about like I don't know, not really funny. Yeah, he made jokes that were like offensive, you know? I don't think they were even his own jokes. He was, kind of, yeah. I mean, I think I'm funny. I think I'm funny. Hi, Tracy C. Like, I really think, what does a horny toad say? I say this joke all the time. I made it up. I made this joke up. Oh, Nitty has a live stream going. I I didn't check it out. Take care. Where you going, Sean? What do you mean take care? What does he mean take care? Where's he going? Oh, Bobbles is in there? I thought they were arguing. What do you mean take care? Where you going? Sean. Sean. Hey, I thought they were arguing. I didn't know he was going live. I don't mind Nitty. I like Nitty. Um, are they getting along, Tracy? And where did Sean go? Why did he say take care? What does that mean? They are. I'm gonna go look. I'll be right back. Huh. Yeah, I went. I checked it out. Yeah. I mean, I don't even understand why everybody's so mad about fucking Bob was calling the police. Um, Ollie was doing it all the time to people. Um, like, what exactly is Ollie mad at Bobbles about? Like, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause she got blocked from there. Like, does that like warrant taking somebody's, you know, deceased loved ones and sitting there and searching through YouTube to try to find, or through the internet, trying to find an accident or a story about pit bulls, and trying to find this and trying to find that. And then, after the police called and they said, well, just, kind of, please keep her name out of her mouth, out of your mouth. And what did she do? Immediately, by the police called 2 hours and 25 minutes into it. By 2 hours and 30 minutes into it, she said, well, now I'll just refer to her as this, you know, I guess her name. I don't know if that's her name. I couldn't tell you if that's her real name. Um, But what I'm saying is, what kind of disregard is that of authority? Way too far. And she always does. She always does. But she had a total disregard for for the police. First of all, she played them on her live stream. Is that even okay? Like, she didn't tell them, oh, by the way, I'm playing your conversation with me on live stream. Now, just give me 1 second, Tracy, because I'm going to just go look up if it's a one party or a two party there. Give me 1 second. Hmm. And um, it says the rule, okay? So I don't know if that means that the rules are different for police, that you can't play the police like calling you or something, or if that means that the police don't. But here's the thing: if it's a one party consent, okay, how they define that is, so if the person recording the call knows they're recording it, that's considered a one party consent. Well, that's fucking ridiculous. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. That means that basically, so of course they know they're fucking recording the call. They're the one recording it. I think you need to tell the other person that you're recording it too. And I don't care like what kind of fucking rules they make. One party is ridiculous. You know you're recording somebody, but it said, but the rules are different for police. Well, then I think that's something worth looking into. That's what I mean. Like, with the police being recorded, publicly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it said the rules are different for the police. Now, if it's a one party consent, which means, the person recording it is the only one that has to consent, okay? So it's really not, there's no rules then. That means there's no rules. Of course, if you're recording it and you know you're recording it, then you are recording it. You're still violating that person's privacy. But here's the thing. I seem to recollect when they used to have like videos, and somebody would record, they weren't allowed to have audio recorded. Audio was not allowed. So, hi, talking with Tommy D. So I don't even understand how like one party consent of recording things is even like a real thing. That still to me seems like somebody is recording somebody without their consent. You're telling somebody something privately, they're recording it, and because they knew they were recording, but you didn't know they were recording, it's legal? That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Okay, so they're recording it, okay? Let's say that is the case, right? Let's say that is the case. Is it legal then to play it publicly? I mean, shouldn't it matter? Because here's the thing. When I had recorded somebody who was threatening basically to destroy me, bury me and destroy me, and I tried to play that for the police, they said, oh, turn that off right now or we'll have to arrest you. Okay, so what if my phone was going and recorded, right? Recorded that, and I was murdered. And they found the phone and heard the conversation. Would that mean it was inadmissible in court? Would that mean that a recording of somebody getting killed was inadmissible in court? Right, Tracy. Yeah. So basically, he could say it, he could threaten it, but I couldn't play it to prove it. And I just have to wonder if any of those had recorded somebody, my murder, right? And they find my phone and they hear the recording. Does that mean that my recorded murder is inadmissible? Like, isn't that insane? I really think that it should be um, basically, if somebody's threatening you, I mean, but here's another thing, okay? When the same person was vandalizing my car, okay, and I said, but look, they do it all the time. I mean, can't you fingerprint it? Can't you do this? Can't you do that? No, but was there a camera to record it? No, there wasn't. Oh, so we can't do nothing about it. Oh, so I have the recording of this person consistently threatening me, saying, watch what happens to you now. Watch what happens to you now. And yet I still can't prosecute them because it's not recorded. There was no camera. So basically, You're a detective, but you can't detect anything unless there's a camera. Who labeled you a detective? Don't you want to detect things? Don't you want to solve crimes without a camera? Like, why are you a detective then? Fucking Sherlock Holmes didn't have a fucking camera. I mean, come on, you know? Different laws in different states. I and you play. She answered upon wildlife. Seems a little different, maybe. It does, yeah. Threatening text, yeah. But it's that recording law, I guess. But here's the thing, be kind. After she hung up the phone with the police, say like that, say that's legal, okay? But the police said, just keep her name out of your mouth. Don't keep talking about her. You know, don't keep doing this. Don't keep doing that. What happened as soon as she hung up? She said from now on she will call her by what is assumed to be her first name. Okay? So she didn't. She totally didn't listen. Um, I'd have to say that based on that, okay, well, we said, oh, here's a warning, don't do it again. And then what happened was they hung up the phone and they said, F you, I'll do what I want. F you, I'll do what I want. F you, I'll do what I want. That's basically where that went to. Yeah. Now, if I was an officer that had called and was polite like that, and I read in the live stream people saying, well, tell Amy to go get a donut. That was her name. And, this, that, and the other thing, right? And then that person hung up the phone and was like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. Right. Exactly. Exactly. So what she did was show a complete lack of respect. Now, if I'm in a position where I'm called the authority, I've taken the time to call and politely ask you to refrain from your behavior. And you hang up the phone and you say, eh, eh, big deal. Who cares what you said? I'm going to do what I want. I think that the next step should have been a knock on the door saying, oh, okay, well, I guess the kind warning wasn't enough for you. I guess you feel like you're above the law. So when somebody feels like they're above the law, then they are not incapable of doing the things that she is accused of. She completely showed, you know, that she is not incapable of doing things that she thinks maybe not by the, lines of the law, right? But she has no respect for what's right or wrong. She displayed that. She displayed it. So it should not be hard for anyone to believe that this woman would stop at nothing, including the police phoning her. That is pretty cut and dry. Pretty cut and dry. Because I don't know about you, but if I got a phone call from the police saying, hey, Can you just leave their name off your lips and blah, blah, blah. I certainly wouldn't hang up the phone and say, well, I think from now on I'm going to call them by their name and blah, blah, blah. I certainly wouldn't do that unless I had a total disregard for boundaries. And that is what she displayed, a total disregard. Yeah, since I put another video out right after that. I'll tell you what shocks me. I was shocked to see Jersey with Jules in there. There was a big thing about the whole nursing license, which I never gave a crap about. I don't give a shit why, whatever, what she did for a career. I don't care about that shit. I'm not out to, say, oh, this and that about her, this and that. I'm not. The only thing that I know, and I know for certain, is what she did to me. And that's what that's my concern is that, you know, on the JWJ, I am just in shock that she was in there and she said safety in numbers and this and that. And yet she has posts on her community page saying what a great friend Bobbles is. I am unsure of, what her exact motives are. Yeah, she was in there on her JWJ, and I'm like so curious what her exact motives are because, I mean, she even goes on to say, I like Vern, so, but you like Vern, do you? This motherfucker is, she's out of her mind. Jersey with Jules is out of her mind. If she thinks for a minute anybody believes that she won't, she may be saying that just to get to me. Jersey with Jules, she doesn't get to me at all. She's a liar. She's a liar. And she sits there in her fucking pool doing her live streams. What, she got a new phone sent to her. She got some bike sent to her. She uses the donations to buy herself new clothes and then uses her old clothes for the donations. Yeah, she's the redhead. Yeah, yeah. And basically, she even sat there going, well, apparently I called people a clan. I guess. I don't know where I said that. You don't know where you said it? It wasn't on your live stream, silly. It was in your comments. And you said it in your comments to somebody. You didn't say, oh, we're a family here. You said, we're a clan here. And you said it in your comment. I mean, you don't know what you say to people. You even accused Sharon V that, yeah, in her pool, right? Sitting there in her pool. I mean, come on, man. Fucking not that woman. I mean, like, fucking, what was it, 2 months ago? It was all about her ducks. All about her ducks. See my ducks, my ducks, my ducks. Next thing, they're dead. Their ducks are dead. And, nobody like thinks to themselves, what even fucking happened to all those birds you had last year? Where'd they all go? Yes, she is Tracy. Yeah. I mean, what's up with all these fucking birds you keep getting and then all of a sudden they're gone? I mean, it's just like, what's her gig? She'll go, these are my girls, talking about the people in her live stream. These are my girls. They've been with me since the beginning and blah, blah, blah. And she doesn't even fucking say, and neither do they, that they're there because I shared the live stream with them. I shared the link. I said, oh, check out this live stream, check these people out, and she doesn't acknowledge it. She doesn't say a word about it. And I just really find it odd. What's going on over there? Are they like still arguing over there? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do find it kind of odd. Okay, I do find it odd that they really jumped all over Nitty for being late. Okay, I do find it odd that they jumped all over Nitty for being late, and yet nobody was, as perturbed as they were about Nitty for being late about Becky. That is kind of weird because Becky was way later than he was.